Ooh, I missed this.
And as always, I have to.
Hey, it sounds
my
like a
camera.
flute. I don't care if it's a keyboard. It sounds like a flute. Okay.
Hey everybody, welcome to Gene Pool Variety Hour. This is episode 80, and I am way too loud. So I'm gonna have to fix that.
You are concert level loud.
I am. I don't know what that's all about. So we're gonna do that again, and I don't know why I am so loud.
I did it again.
Do. Let's see if I can turn me down a little bit here. Yeah, I'm supposed to be. I don't know why I'm so loud. So, all right, let's try that again. So, all right, I want to play that music again. So, I want to start that over because nobody's watching, so it doesn't really matter, right? So,
Primo outtake stuff, though.
Yeah, primo. So, whatever. So, I'm going back to the beginning, and we're going to start over, and I want to go back and check my mic levels and see if I turned myself down, if that made things a little bit better. It did make things better. So, awesome.
How do I sound?
You sound fine. I'm going to go up just a bit.
How do I sound, Big Papa?
You sound just fine, Connor. You sound just fine. So, let me go. Turn it up a little bit more. Not that far.
Mwah.
I love you too. Oh, I can't get this fixed.
Come on, Daddy-O.
There we go.
It. There we go. Jeez Louise.
Now I'm fixed. Now that's better. That's much better. Okay. All right. So
Walk your
something.
scheiße Computer.
All right.
Scheiße.
So, okay. Now stop. Okay. I'm going to try to do it for
order.
real. I'm going to try to do it for real this time. Okay? So, just hold your horses. Oh, I'm having fun. Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 80 of the Gene Pool Variety Hour. Can you believe it's episode 80? Really? Yeah, of course, it's taken us a long time to get here, but 80, that's kind of a high number. Anyway,
that's kind of a high number.
I am Sean. I'm the old guy of the group. I'm Dad. And the guy on the other screen waving around the Excalipillar.
Excalipillo.
I can't want to say
Excalipillo.
Excalipillar. Okay, anyway.
Excalipillo.
So the guy on the other screen is...
What is up, everyone? I am Connor McKay, a.k.a. the brains of this operation, a.k.a. the real comedy here. Okay, we all come for me, let's be honest. That just makes me look pretty.
Wait, so what does that mean about me? If I make you look pretty, how do I make you look pretty?
You do all the fancy techie stuff.
That doesn't make you look pretty. I can't put lipstick on a pig. I mean, come on.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see how it is.
Gloves are coming out early.
I see how it is. Okay. Well, hey, hey. In 5 weeks' time, well, actually, no, in just over a month's time, I don't know where I was going to go at this. Point is, I'm getting married in a month.
That's true. You are getting married in a month, and kind of had an informal, just kind of bachelor weekend hangout for DragonCon, which was great.
It was awesome.
Anyway,
I met three TikToks. I met 3 TikTok celebrities there, and they all give me high fives because I was wearing my bachelor shirt.
Okay. Speaking of TikTok, okay, I'm an old man.
Right out the gate. Woo!
I'm an old man, and I'm trying to do
man.
I'm trying to do the TikTok thing because everybody's going TikTok. Everybody talked about that's kind of the way social media. Everybody's going to promote their stuff. Botch does it. Everybody's doing it. So
I gotta follow them.
So I'm trying to use it, and I was trying to do a TikTok video tonight before we start, and I was trying to find that inverted filter or inverted effect so that my letters on my sign were not backwards on the TikTok.
I don't think they have that.
They did, because I've used it before, and now I can't find it anywhere. And you can't search for an effect on TikTok. You just got to scroll till you find it. And every video I watch says, okay, scroll to it, and it was in this one section. It's not there. I don't know where it is. And why in the world would they take an inverted filter out that allows you to do TikToks without backwards letters? It makes no sense to me. So if someone can help me figure out how to do that and how to actually be less of an old man and actually use TikTok, that would be great. I know China takes all of our information and will chase us down and follow us and know everything we do through that app, but I don't do anything other than stupid stuff on there, so I don't really know what they can. Anyway, so there's that. So that's my rant about TikTok, that I wish I knew how to use it better. So if someone wants to teach me how, maybe that's a panel we need to do next year for DragonCon, is help old people use technology and stay up to date.
Speaking of Asia.
Okay. I have a feeling we got a Chinese chicken coming. Go for it. Right out of the
Kung
gate.
Pao
Man.
chicken. It's Kung Pao chicken.
Oh, nicely done. Nicely done. Well played.
Technically Mongolian chicken, because because this is about Mongolia. Do you remember in Mulan, the original one, the special those short, stout horses the Huns were riding on?
Yeah.
Those are actually called, I think it's called Javorsky horses. And they were native to only Mongolia and parts of China. And until the 1950s, they were nowhere in the wild. There were only 12 in captivity in the 1950s, and then through a worldwide breeding program, through those 12, they are now 2,000 strong, thriving in the wild.
Okay, you need to be a guest on the Horse Girls podcast with Jenna from Botched. Where did that come from?
I saw TikTok.
What, I mean, we're talking about Chinese horses. Or Mongolian horses.
Mongolian horses.
People,
They are beautiful horses.
You have no idea where we end up. You have zero idea where we're going to end up. I mean, we're literally 5 minutes into the podcast, and we're already talking about Mongolian horses and old men with TikTok, and we haven't even started the show yet. So,
and sword pillows. Don't forget the sword pillows.
Ex-caterpillars.
Excalipillo. I will drive up to Chillicothe and bop you with this thing until I bop it into your brain.
Well, you won't be here for a long time. Okay, you won't be here for quite a long time, because you're north of me. You're north of Chillicothe. So if you're going to drive up to Chillicothe, you're literally going to be driving all the way around the circumference of the earth to get to me. Just saying.
You know what I mean.
So I got plenty of time to get away from you.
Shut
Do we even geography?
You know what I mean.
Anyway, so for you people that, God love you, decided to show up and listen to us. I mean, I know we got nobody in the stream right now, but anybody that's going to listen to this later, thanks for listening. And we just kind of hang out and do pretty much this, what we're doing right now. We do try to talk about some kind of random movie.
We gab, we gossip, just a little coffee talk.
We do not do coffee talk. So
we do coffee talk.
So we do have a movie to talk about. We are going to talk about DragonCon, and everything
that sounds like a Pokemon I would want.
All right,
DragonCon.
And everything. I choose you. And everything that goes and everything that goes along with that. So anyway, that's what we do. That's what we're going to do. I think we're going to get to that at some point. We usually do a geek question. Connor kind of came up with one that I have zero answer for, but it's more appropriate for him because of a bachelor
Dad,
thing.
I kind of have a question for you.
Yeah. Oh, God. Where we go?
Do you ever have an answer for my questions? I mean,
rarely,
really?
Because I'm not that good at those. Sometimes I have really good answers. No, wait a minute.
Yes, you do.
Sometimes I have. If I have an answer, it's going to
a blue moon.
If I have an answer, it's going to be a good one, but I rarely have one.
Exactly. That's why I said once in a blue moon.
So anyway, but this one is specific to you anyway, really. And I want to spend a lot of time. I want to spend a lot of time talking about DragonCon anyway. So that's going to take up a lot of our time. So anyway, so that's kind of what we're doing. I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting that's been going on lately. Nothing other than us kind of starting to get geared up for your wedding in a month. You know,
I've been playing Sunset Overdrive again.
I thought you were playing Fable.
I'm playing Sunset Overdrive, Fable, and Skyrim.
Okay. I haven't been playing much actually. I've been not playing as much lately. So I mean, it's still doing my
even when you do play anything, it's just Destiny.
Except for Saturday mornings.
Your gaming palate is stagnant, Dad. You've eaten nothing but Destiny for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I know.
Expand your palate.
Here's why. And I've told you this, and I've said this before. Because I have little gaming time, then it's hard for me to play a game that I've got to learn and dive into and delve into because I can only play an hour at a time here and there. So it would take me.
Then play a game you've played before. Replay the Fable series.
I mean, maybe. So anyway, so that's why I do Destiny.
Play some more Skyrim. Rebuild Punchy Pussyfoot.
Oh God, I wouldn't. I'm probably done with Skyrim until the new Elder Scrolls comes out, whenever it comes out in a year or two.
It's Dad. Let's be honest. Skyrim is the last one they're gonna make.
No, they are working on one, but it's down the road. No, Starfield is the one I'm gonna play next. That's gonna be my new Skyrim, Starfield. Yep, because it's made by.
I've heard so much about Starfield, but I've heard a lot, but I've never seen anything about it.
You need to go look it on YouTube. They had like a 20-minute gameplay of it, and it's on YouTube. Go look it up.
But
Starfield.
That's the thing, though. I feel like you've been talking about Starfield since before I moved to Ohio.
No, it was just an announcement back then. They're now starting to show footage. I think it's going to be out next year.
Still, that's like 4 years of waiting at least.
Dude, do you realize most games take about 4 to 6 years in development, on average?
Okay, but so yes, I get that.
You do realize
which is why the next Mass Effect game better be a doozy, because they've been holding that over us for almost a decade now.
But you do see. Here's the thing with Starfield, and I may not be getting the details exactly right, but there's multiple planets that you go to. I mean, there may be. I think they're procedurally created planets, and so every planet is way bigger than Skyrim, and you can build your own spaceship. You can craft and build your own spaceship however you want it to be, and fly to new planets. And basically, each planet is like playing a new Skyrim, dude. It's Skyrim in space on steroids. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, so how did we get here? I was actually had a point I was trying to make, and
I don't know.
God, goldfish brain attention span. Jeez Louise. So anyway,
anywho,
yeah, I have no idea what I was going to say. It was something about playing games. For people that know, we typically try to do a co-op game stream on Saturday mornings. This Saturday morning, I'm not going to get to do it. I hadn't had a chance to tell you it. I'm not going to get to do game streaming this next Saturday because I'm going to go touch a llama.
I work this Saturday. Anyway,
hey, Adam, what's up? So, okay. So,
Adam, what is up, my man?
We found out from somebody in our Sunday school class that turns out she's a knitter too, like your mom, like my wife is. And
she has alpacas?
No. There's like a wool festival an hour drive from here Saturday. Huh. And yes, I'm going to get to touch a llama and alpacas and goats, and so
okay, but
they have.
If you're going to say the line, at least do it right. I'm going to touch a llama. Llamas and capybaras.
But it's Ultra Lord Live.
Ultra Lord Live.
So anyway,
you can't do the voices right.
No, I can't do voices.
You have your one voice that you do, and then that's it.
I mean, buddy, I can't even, I can't do voices. I got the one that I made up, and I can't do voices. I can't copy voices. But yes, you did kind of, you came in at a great time because we're talking about touching llamas. So, I'm going there. So
that's
listen,
a tongue twister.
that is.
Talking about touching.
So they're
they
gonna have sheep. They're gonna have sheep shearing. They got llamas and alpacas and Angora rabbits and all this kind of stuff. Where
rabbits.
They're just Angora rabbits for like shearing for wool and stuff. So it's all the animals. It's the shearing. They do the spinning. They do the wool, and then they have all the yarn. So your mom is gonna be in heaven for like hours. So
yeah.
I'm just gonna go so I can do a TikTok video of I'm gonna touch a llama. That's the reason. That's the thing I'm gonna get out of it.
Yeah, you know? But you can't do the voice like I can.
No, I can't. So anyway, so
I should probably record a video so you could take the audio from it and just lip sync to it.
we are on fire tonight. We're nothing but chasing chickens so far.
I'm gonna chase
that was
a
weird.
chicken.
Oh, my mic just went out. Hold on. Audio just went out and reset.
What? I like my Carl impression.
So our audio went out. So our audio went right in the middle of the chicken, so it's had to reset. So anyway,
oh dang it, they didn't get to hear my Carlton.
No, we didn't hear your Carlton. So anyway,
it's Carl Weezer, not Carlton.
I thought you said Carlton. I knew it was Carl Weezer, but I thought you said Carlton. So
I'm not a character from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Dad.
Anyway, I can't dance either.
It's not unusual to be cold.
Yes, Connor is by far. Connor is the entertainment value of this podcast. I'm just here to push buttons. I'm the production.
Exactly. That's why everybody is hashtag Team Connor and yours hashtag Production Monkey.
So Emily.
I mean that in the nicest sense, of course.
Okay. So Emily, a swan named Emily, if you're out there, if you're listening to this, I need you to draw me a cartoon monkey because I need to get me a shirt made that says hashtag production monkey for me. So I need a cartoon monkey.
Maybe have it covered in wires and possibly wearing dad's messed up.
Hashtag Team Llama. There you go.
Hashtag Team Llama.
You would think we've been drinking for 2 hours already. And I'm drinking water over here. I'm drinking water over here. Oh, speaking of botch,
I'm eating butter twist pretzels.
So did you see somebody made somebody made an animated GIF of Dennis drinking out of Steve's udders for the live show? It's over in the botch Discord. I'll see if I can copy and send it to. I'll see. So anyway, how about we do a show? How about we do something?
Adam, that voice is from Carl Weezer, a character in the show and movie, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron.
It was a Nickelodeon computer animated show for kids that we watched when the kids were growing up.
It started as a movie.
Oh, I thought it started as a show and then they made a movie.
No, the movie came first, and the movie did so well with kids. Nickelodeon picked it up and made it into an actual TV series. And it ran for a few seasons, I think.
So it was Jimmy and Sheen and Carl were the three boys. And
Jimmy, Sheen, Carl were the boys. The girls were Cindy and Libby, and they were kind of the main cast.
Right. So that's where all this is coming from, because it
was like Friends. It was like Friends if Chandler was a genius.
Yeah. So in that movie they were going to some fair or something where Ultra Lord was going to be there for Sheen, and they were going to have a petting zoo. So Carl was going to get to play with capybaras and touch a llama. Right. So
you would get to touch a llama and capybaras.
So that's literally all I've been saying in my head all day today is Carl's voice saying I'm going to touch a llama. So anyway, okay.
I can do a lot of stuff. I can do a lot of stuff with Carl's voice. Watch this. If it bleeds, you can kill it, Jimmy's mom.
Okay, moving on from Carl's voice. Let's do something else. Please don't do the whole show.
I want to hold your hand so I can read the future because I came out of a coma. I'm Christopher Walken. Okay, I've beaten Carl to death. I'm sorry.
You have, and his llama and his capybara and everything. Yes. So let's move on from Carl.
Hey.
let's move
He
on
will
from.
always be funny.
So
The day Carl Weezer stops being funny and stops being a meme is the day I die.
I know that. I know that. So let's just talk about. Do you want to do the geek question or do you want to do the movie? Geek question kind of leans.
Honestly, I just kind of want to keep riffing off of each other and see where we go.
Oh,
Because that's where the real comedy is, just riffing off of each other.
I actually have a football game downstairs that I want to watch at some point. It comes on in an hour.
It's football season. Oh no.
Oh, stop
No,
it. Stop
no.
it. Stop it. Stop playing that role. It's fine. So anyway,
I never got into football.
I know.
Literally everybody else in my family loves football except for Mitch, but I could never get into it.
Then that's not.
I know how the game works. I couldn't get into it.
Okay. So, yeah, I get that happens sometimes. Our stream gets this choppy. I need a new computer. I need to start a Patreon and let people to start donating some money so I can get a new computer and that's a little bit.
And honestly, my internet connection is bad anyway.
Well, I mean, we're hardwired into our network, so it's not the network here. It's just I think it's just too much stuff running probably, and I have very few things running. But anyway, so what do you want to do first? You want to talk about DragonCon, or you want to do the
Honestly, I don't remember a lot about DragonCon except for the cosplays, of the TikTok people I met, and then the botched affiliated stuff we did.
Well, and then talk. Okay, so you haven't been to DragonCon in 2 years.
Yeah,
three really, because 2 years ago it was virtual because of COVID, and then last year you didn't go. So it's really
last time I went, it was 2019.
Yeah, so this is so you missed 2 years. So tell me what it. Yeah, you missed 2 years. So tell me what it felt like going back.
Do you remember what I did every time growing up? Going into DragonCon. I would do the hands out thing and say "my people."
Yeah.
It felt like that, except this time I actually meant it, because it really did feel like I was coming back to something I missed,
Right.
And and of course the entire time I was at DragonCon, I wore my groomed to be shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I kept that thing as clean as I could, and every single day, people would high five me, congratulate me. It was all kinds of fun stuff, and a group of guys even bought me a drink.
Then that's cool.
Unicorn farts.
Okay.
It was some kind of sour ale.
Okay, how tasty was that?
It actually tasted really good. It tasted like alcoholic limeade.
Okay, so hashtag Connor likes unicorn farts. Gotcha.
Shut
All
up.
right. So
you like something called Dragon's Milk.
Well, it's better than Steven's milk.
I don't know. I feel like Steven's milk would taste kind of like muscle milk.
I don't know. Maybe this should be a clip. Somebody needs to make this a clip. So anyway,
give me your milk, Steven.
So anyway, was there anything that you were disappointed by with DragonCon this year, or excited about?
The panel I went to,
which
neurodiversity at the gaming table. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be.
What'd you think it was going to be?
I honestly thought it would be truly about people sharing their experiences of how to better game at the gaming table instead of just basically people describing how they were at the gaming table.
Wait a minute, you thought it would be what again? Because I thought it was a pretty good panel.
I thought it would be tips given to the audience about how to deal with neurodiversity at the gaming table and how to better incorporate it and make sure everybody is heard and it doesn't feel offended and all that,
They did talk about that.
Tip.
Yeah, but they did. Yeah,
not what I heard.
Right, because you're on your phone a lot. They did talk about that. because I kept
Okay.
nudging and say, "Hey, what about that? Hey, what about that?" But you're on your phone playing something or doing something, so you were kind of half listening. They did talk about that stuff. Yes, they did talk
My
a
bad.
lot. They
I
did.
I I apologize then.
They did talk a
Oh,
lot
I
about
was very disappointed in the writing panels.
the writing panel that you and I went to. Was a big disappointment. I will completely agree with you on that.
I mean, uh, um, the thing we ended up with was what was it again? Oh yeah, a non-binary dwarf vampire getting into a cooking contest with an Amish l- goblin girl who was jealous of the vampire dwarf because they were able to taste things and experience things that they couldn't because they can live longer.
So we went to this panel thinking that it was how to write a story in an hour, and we thought it was everybody's gonna be kind of working on their own stories and just kind of getting pointers about how to build plot and build storyline, that kind of stuff, to kind of build out a plot line in an hour or whatever. No, it was audience participation. Hey, let's throw out a character. Let's throw out the character's nemesis. Let's throw out, and it was just like audience participation, build a story. And so it went in a really bizarre, and they were going to, and somebody was typing up all the notes and got our email addresses. We're going to email all the notes so we could all write our own story with this stuff. But it turned out to be something that was nothing that I would ever be interested in writing anything about. So we ended up leaving because it just was not what we thought it was going to be.
I then went to another panel from the writing track called "Help! I Need Somebody," which in the description it said meet with other writers to share your work and get feedback.
Right.
Yeah, no, this panel was about how to find people and it's basically a bunch of authors talking to us about what to avoid and stuff like that. But we never actually got a chance to talk to each other and get this kind of network going.
Yeah. 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 I think I only went to one panel that wasn't digital media track panel. Of course we hung out down there most of the time, and
You basically just hung out at the Hilton.
And I wasn't disappointed by any of those. I enjoyed all the ones that we went to on the DMT track. But the one that
I can't wait to try and get on the Pokedexpert panel next year. I've already got a character in mind.
If they do it again, they may not do it. They don't even. I don't think they even do the podcast anymore. So they may not even do that panel. I don't know. But anyway, so I did go to one that I really enjoyed. That was not a digital media track panel, and it was about Moon Knight because I really liked that show, but it was about Moon Knight and dissociative identity disorder because he has dissociative identity disorder. His character does, and of course, being a psychologist, that kind of stuff interests me. And the two panelists were mental health professionals talking about dissociative identity disorder, what the show got right about it, what they didn't get right about it, and just answered questions, and they talked about the science of DID and everything. So it was really cool, and had a cool conversation with one of them after the panel, and he was telling me that they have been trying to talk to DragonCon about starting up a psychology track at DragonCon, and asked if I'd be interested, and I'm like, heck yeah. Gave him my contact information, and so I've emailed him, haven't heard back yet, to start talking about that. That would be a cool thing to do, to start a psychology track at DragonCon and be part of that. So that was really cool.
Dad, question.
Yeah.
What didn't they get right in Moon Knight? What did they get wrong?
Well,
about DID.
Okay. Well, they you see movie portrayals of multiple personalities, and it'll be some kind of dramatic. Something happens and they shift, and Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac's character, he did that a few times where his eyes roll in the back of his head and this kind of stuff, and that doesn't really happen. There's just kind of like a subtle shift, but there's nothing dramatic like that. And there were some other things that I don't remember some of the other details, because that's one of the other things they talked about, that dissociative identity disorder is extremely rare. Extremely rare. They both talked about they've probably seen over 2,000 patients in their career. I've had more than that. And they have only had 2 legitimate documented cases of DID that they've worked with. I've been a psychologist practicing for almost 25 years. I've had none. They are very rare. Now, of course, the populations that I was working with kind of self-select. There's not going to be that many in the populations that I work with anyway. So it's just rare. So, a lot of it I don't know a lot about because
Dang
it's not my wheelhouse. But it was
There was
fascinating.
a movie of a guy who had DID. It was a recent thing. Not Glass. It was something else.
Split.
That's it.
Yeah.
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 How did they do with it? Do you think?
I don't. The panelists thought that they did a much better job at Moon Knight than they did at Split in making it realistic. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was a cool one. Other than that, it was just, to be honest with you, my favorite part of the con was just hanging out with you, because we hadn't got to do that in 3 years.
Yep.
And then hanging out with our nerd friends and just talking nerdy stuff and having a good time.
I made a lot of friends there.
Yeah, I got to reconnect with a lot of my friends there. So that was cool. We got some good ideas. We kind of solidified a new idea.
Me and Phil bonded really well.
Oh yeah. Phil's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
So we got another idea for another segment for the podcast. And we got one of our friends is going to do sing the jingle for us. I've still got to get her the lyrics and the music for that. That's on me.
Come on, Dad. It's been a week. Don't let this fall by the wayside.
Buddy, I came back to work last week. Did we come back to work this week? Was it this week I came back to work?
Last week.
Yeah, because today's Monday. So last week, came back to work on Wednesday, and I did 5 days of work in 3 days because I was having to play catch up. I was super swamped. So it'll get to her. Stephanie will get it. I promise. I'm not going to let it go. And we're going to come up with a new idea for the podcast that has something to do with telling random stories, hopefully with guests that are more creative than I.
And Stephanie would be the first inaugural guest.
Stephanie should be our first guest, yes, because she is all about Shakespeare and she's going to sing our jingle, so she should have right of first refusal for the first guest on the podcast.
Right of first refusal. She wouldn't refuse us. We're too cute.
I think that's pretty fair. That when we invite people, they should have the right of first refusal to come onto our show. I think Dennis has been the only one brave enough to do it.
Yeah, I mean, Dad, come on. You and I are adorable. We're like a box of puppies. No one can say no to us.
Dennis from Botched, by the way, guys, from the Botched podcast. But speaking of Dennis,
he's awesome.
So he kicked off his Kickstarter for his second episode or second issue of his Lycan comic series. It kicked off at DragonCon. He's going to come on our show in the next few weeks, and we're going to have him on again. We're going to make him watch another bad movie again.
Make him watch Time Bandits.
Ooh! Because he hasn't seen it before, because we were talking about it. He has not seen it before. So, yes.
Make him watch Time Bandits.
So maybe we'll do that. So anyway. Well, that's if I can get him on by next Monday. Because we were planning on talking about Time Bandits next week. So we'll have to see.
Exactly.
We have to shift gears, but we'll figure it out. So anyway, DragonCon, I spent 5.5 hours in the market just walking around shopping, and I decided this year,
all
guys.
All you bought was one thing.
Yep, and I spent 2 hours getting it done and picking out what I wanted. So I decided right as we were going down there, that we didn't cosplay any of this year. We usually have our Norman Cliff, and we do Inigo and Fezzik, but we've done those a few years. I'm kind of interested in moving to something different. I decided I'm going to do a steampunk Jedi. So that's what I'm doing next year, and so I needed a lightsaber.
Under the saber
so I got one.
Chose him. The saber
and I lost my headphones.
Chose him. He lost his headphones. He's not even hearing my freaking impression.
So I got me a lightsaber. I bought me a lightsaber. I don't have the sound on it yet. I want to have them add the sound to it next year. But I decided to go the Justice Yellow. Ooh. And I'm going to take this.
It just looks white, Dad.
I know it looks white. Just relax. Okay, it's yellow. Trust me, it's yellow. But anyway, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to tarnish this up, and I'm going to put some gears on it. I'm going to make it all steampunky. I'm super excited about my cosplay idea. So
Punky Brewster.
that is a fantastic idea for somebody.
What?
Steampunky Brewster.
Steam Punky Brewster. Yeah.
There you go. Somebody needs to do Steampunky Brewster. Not me, but somebody needs to do that. It's like
Nick's could pull it off, actually.
that's like Gandalf the Grey. That's a perfect, Steampunky Brewster.
Gandalf.
Oh, did you not see? Did you not see Gandalf this year?
What? No, what? Come in. Come in.
I thought I heard you say my name.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We were talking about a cosplay you could do. Have you ever heard of Punky Brewster?
No.
Okay, then let it go.
Okay, look up Punky Brewster. Then imagine that as steampunk.
Steampunky Brewster.
Yeah, Punky Brewster.
I want to ask you. Is it okay if I use the craft foam to make up the base axe for Marshall Lee? Even if I use all of it?
Yes. Go ahead.
Might have to buy more after I'm done.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too. Life of the cosplayer.
So anyway,
Yeah. Sorry about that. They just got home.
Okay, that's fine. So, man, we've rambled way too long. We haven't really talked about anything. I will say,
that's because we haven't done this for 2 weeks.
I know. I will say though that I really like just kind of hanging out.
The rambling man.
I really
doing the best I can.
Okay.
Isn't that the song? Rambling Man?
I don't know, but I was right in the middle of a sentence when you decided to do that, so I just
because we talked
stop.
about rambling. I'm sorry.
So anyway, I want to move on now. I did say that the thing that I liked the most about DragonCon was just being able to reconnect with friends and do some more networking and that kind of stuff. It's so fun to go to DragonCon because I always feel so much more energized to do the stuff we do and be willing to try stuff. Connor's eating his sword, so he's a sword eater now.
I actually could do that.
And for the audio people, it's not what you think when I say eating a sword. Swallowing a sword, that's not what I mean. So, just so you know.
I did gobble a wiener earlier today.
Oh, God. Okay. Good enough.
Hey, you opened the dialogue.
Yeah,
I just ran with it.
You did run with it. So let's
skip. Sprinted with it. I ran it right into the end zone and spiked it and did a full on Tony Romo end zone dance.
I'm trying to think if I even had a favorite cosplay that I saw this year.
You didn't take any pictures, so how would you know?
I took a few, but I mean, none of them really. I mean, they were all good. I'm not saying that there were any that I was disappointed by them. Just there's usually some that they stick out to me, and there was none that just like were unusual and stuck out to me this year. But I mean, cosplay is always fantastic. I think DragonCon is one of the bigger cosplay kind of cons. I didn't do any celebrity stuff this year. I didn't even try to talk to a single celebrity. I didn't go to a single celebrity panel. I'm kind of growing out of the whole celebrity part of it. But anyway, if you guys have never been to DragonCon, my goodness gracious, why have you not been to DragonCon? If you like nerd stuff of any kind, it is the place to be. It is.
Speaking of DragonCon virgins, Nyx is planning on coming with us next year.
Yeah, I know. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I got to find some accommodations for.
I told you a good one that would be super simple for you.
I said we've got to find accommodations.
Oh, accommodations. I thought you said combinations.
No.
My bad.
So anyway, so I was just super happy to just be back. You know, same. I mean, I was there last year, but it was just weird being there without you. Yeah, because that's just what we've done every year.
It's been our thing.
Yeah, it's what we've done every year. And it was just weird kind of being there. It's like, okay, even when we do stuff separate, you know, it's like, I know you're there. We always connect and go talk about stuff or do stuff. But it's like I just kind of walked around the con by myself for 5 days last year. And it was just kind of weird.
Yeah. I've always had had a thing with both parents. For you, it was his podcast and DragonCon. With mom, it was all about tail waggers.
Yeah. Yeah, which was a bit side business my wife had on dog treats and dog stuff and
bandanas and dog toys and everything doggy.
Yeah. So anyway, hey Kurt. So
Sup, Kurt.
So anyway, so yeah.
Lip alerts.
Hopefully Kurt will be able to make it to DragonCon next year. He couldn't make it this year, so would love to get
Kurt, where you at, man? Where you at?
Would love to get his velvety tones down there with us at DragonCon. Good. So,
are his tones even more velvety than mine?
Oh yes.
God dang it!
Don't even try. Just stop. So, all right. Hey, let's. You want to talk about the movie, or you want to talk about something else, or you had a geek question? Let's do your geek question. Let me play.
Okay,
the geek
let's
question.
do the geek question.
Let's do the geek question.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
So you have the geek question, and it's for you. Yeah. So ask yourself your geek question, and I'll sit here and watch and look pretty while you answer it.
If you could choose 3 fictional characters to be part of your bachelor party entourage, who would they be, and what job would they have?
Okay, go. I'll try to wing something after you answer. So
okay. First off, right at the top, Barney Stinson from freaking How I Met Your Mother. Neil Patrick Harris's character from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. I got it.
You need that guy in any sort of group outing because he will always make it legendary. He will always make it extravagant. He will always he will have a guy to make it great. He will pay for everything. He will get the booze. He will get the girls. He will get the dances. He will get the party bus. He will comp everything. He will be our wheelman, basically.
Wow. Okay. So there's one. Go. Yep. Who's your other 2?
All right. Next one. I honestly want JD, John Dorian, Zach Braff's character from Scrubs to be there.
Okay.
Because he would be able to be the comic relief, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
He just has that sort of energy to always make something awkwardly funny at his expense. He will be our comedy guy.
Okay. All right.
And then finally, I would love to have, honestly, Peter Quill.
Okay.
Star-Lord, Chris Pratt's character. I would love to have him there just because he would be my music guy. Yeah. He and I have very similar music tastes. He would make the playlist perfect for the evening. He would be the entertainment. It just feels like with that group of guys, it would be a night to remember.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So
that's
all right.
And yet, in reality, all I got was you.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty deal, isn't it? Sorry about that. So
it's okay, Dad. I'm just messing.
I know. You had 60,000 people. At least a few, probably 1,000 of them at least wished you congratulations, and
That's
somebody
true.
bought you drinks, and
That's true.
Anyway, okay.
I also got to be part of a panel and basically had an entire group of people, which congratulations. Remember?
That's true. Blood Feud. Yeah,
I was part of Blood Feud.
You did go
I
there for Blood Feud.
still can't believe the answer I gave was not up there. I mean, wouldn't a hag curse you with eternal BO? With like pure onion pits.
I don't know, Connor. I don't know.
Onion pits and garlic crotch.
But okay, just going back to DragonCon, those are by far my 2 favorite panels. I mean, Blood Feud and then the Botch live show. I mean, because we love those guys anyway. Had a blast hanging out with them one-on-one and in group stuff. But they're just so much fun. That whole and Blood Feud is usually them versus Adventure Inc. And then all of a sudden the quid pro quid pro roll folks came walking out like a wrestler
And-
entrance and added it in. It came in, so then it became a 3-way battle. That just
hold
was
on.
really fun. That was
You
No,
say
don't.
you say it's just between these two people, but Quid Pro Roll is here to take the cup.
Yeah, I think that's what Josh. That's kind of what Josh said, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I loved. Real
So
quick,
those were fun.
I am blanking on the guy's name. That's Randy Savage's voice, right?
yes, that's Randy Savage.
Okay.
No. It's kind of a mix of Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan.
That's
Hulk
what
Hogan-
it is. That's what I'm trying to do. Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage.
So anyway,
Hulk Savage.
yeah, there you go. So okay, so if I was going to answer that question, and we'll answer this question, then we'll go to the movie and then get out of here. So if I was gonna, I would probably one
Any
would be
fictional character.
Yeah. I was thinking
Three.
about either Gandalf, just for the magic and fireworks and that kind of stuff, or
He'd be entertainment.
he could be the entertainment, or Gimli, because Gimli's a funny drunk. he's a hilarious drunk. Oh man,
I would honestly want if I had the option to get 2 more people, I would want Merry and Pippin to be the singers of the group, because
Okay.
they'd be hopping around the tables singing
Right.
Green Dragon.
Okay, I got another one for you.
what's up?
Farmer Ted from 16 Candles.
Oh,
But I mean a 21-year-old version of him where he
yeah,
could drink,
of
you know.
course, of course.
But yeah, Farmer Ted, because he's nerdy like me, and he'd still get the comps and stuff just because he's nerdy cool. He's the king of the nerds. So Farmer Ted would be my other one. Yeah.
Do you remember that show, King of the Nerds?
No. I mean, I
It was
think
a-
I
it was a
vaguely.
show,
It was like a vaguely kind of reality show kind of thing, or
Reality
something,
show
yeah.
and everything. It was hosted by one by
Booger.
by one
From
actor.
by Booger
and
from the
Booger,
original.
yes.
Yeah. So okay, I'm trying to think. I'm
Love
trying
that
to think
actor.
of. I'm trying to think of somebody else or something else or, I'm so good at
Name the character. Don't you don't have to name the actor. This is dead air, Dad. It's not good. Come on.
Our audio cut out again, so I didn't hear any of that. so.
Cut out again.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. Okay.
Okay.
Starbuck.
You got Gandalf and you got Gimli.
Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica, because
Who's
even
Starbuck?
that's Katie
That's
Sackhoff.
a girl, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but she's more of a dude than some of the dudes that were on that ship, and she would be our bouncer when things got rough. She'd be the one that kick everybody's butt when we got rowdy and drunk. So probably her.
Want to get want to get Ronda Rousey then?
No, because she's not as fun. No, Starbuck was just fun. Starbuck was fun. So no, and Ronda Rousey's not a fictional character, is she?
She's played fictional characters.
But you said Ronda Rousey. You didn't say a character she's
That's
played.
true. That's
So.
true.
So that's probably okay. Richard Hatch. There you go. Kurt would take Richard Hatch. All right.
Richard Hatch. Okay.
Yeah. So rest in peace. So anyway, so those
Who is that?
Well, he was Apollo in the original Battlestar Galactica, the 70s show. And then I'm drawing a blank on his name. He played another character in the new Battlestar Galactica. He was at DragonCon often, maybe not every year, but he was there often, and he passed away a couple of years ago.
Due to COVID?
No, I think it was cancer. I think I can't remember. Kurt may remember. But anyway, so that's probably mine. Probably Farmer Ted, Starbuck, and Gimli and or Gandalf. depending on what my needs are for. So yeah, there you go. So yeah. Hey, I came up with pretty good answers pretty quick off the top of my head, and I'm not usually good at thinking. I'm not usually good at thinking off the top of my head. So
No, you're not.
anyway,
Because you have no head.
I don't even know how to respond to that statement because it makes.
I don't either. It just can't. I did not even think that. It just came out of my mouth. I literally had no idea what I was saying as I was saying it.
It makes so little sense. I don't even know how to answer that. I don't even know what kind of response
I don't know why I said it. It makes no sense to me either. It was it's just like blah, 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 and I was like, what am I saying as I'm saying it?
Okay, so we're going to just hang out and we're going to talk about the movie, and then we're going to talk about the movie we're going to do next, and then we're going to go from there. Now, you know what I might do, since we kind of want to talk about getting see if Dennis can on, and we might not be able to get him on by next week. Do you want to do the roll for another movie, and then do Time Bandits later on, or just we'll go with Time Bandits next week and we'll just shift and adjust as we need to?
I would love to have Dennis watch Time Bandits. So let's just say Time Bandits is the one we'll do with Dennis, and then
I'll roll for
we
one.
can roll for the next one.
Okay. All right, we'll do that. So, okay. All right, so
That sounds like a good compromise. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan to me. So, you ready to talk about the next movie?
Let's do this.
It's time for the next segment of
Roll for credits.
So because most people, I mean, one, not many people listen to us. Two, it's been 2 weeks since we've been here. Most people probably forgot that we rolled for Dead Zone 2 weeks ago, or was it three weeks ago actually?
3 weeks ago.
And so this is what we're going to finally talk about. So I had to watch it again today to kind of remind myself of everything in the movie. Although I kind of knew the premise of the movie because I'd watched the show that was on Sci-Fi or whatever it was on for back in the day. But anyway,
it lasted for a long time. It definitely wasn't a sci-fi show if it lasted for like 10 seasons.
So, but this is a 1983 movie, Stephen King, based off Stephen King's book, starring Christopher Walken, Martin Sheen, Brooke Adams. God, who else was in that show? I'm trying to think who else.
For some reason, I always confuse Martin Sheen with Martin Short.
And how you can confuse those two people, I have no clue.
It's the names. They're both named Martin, and and both their last names start with sh.
Then I tell you what, say that you confuse the names, not the people. I get confusing.
That's what I meant.
I get confusing the names. I don't get confusing those two people.
That's what I meant. I confused the names.
So anyway, I just thought it was kind of funny. So yeah, so this is a movie that, like I said, came out in 1983. Oh, Tom Skerritt plays Sheriff Brannaman. I had never seen this movie before now. I'd always kind of wanted to, had never seen it. We fell into watching the show with Anthony Michael Hall, speaking of Farmer Ted. Back when, I mean, we'd watched, it's the same person. How did you not know that Farmer Ted is Anthony Michael Hall?
Because it's been a long time since I've seen 16 Candles, and an even longer time since I've seen Dead Zone.
Okay, so anyway, we started watching that show.
It's not streamable anymore.
We started watching that show on whatever channel it came on, and watched
wife.
Yeah, and watched I think the whole thing. It may have been on syndicated, so we may have just been watching reruns. I can't remember, but so we watched that, and that's where my familiarity was with the story. I never read the book. I only read a couple of Stephen King's books. When I was into reading a lot of books, they were still too long for me, just because of my attention span. So I didn't read them too much. I've only read a couple of his. No, I know that. I mean, I have read The Lord of the Rings, but, they're smaller books. They're just dense. But anyway, so this one, the premise of the story is Christopher Walken plays a guy named Johnny, and he's a teacher. He's an English teacher, and he's teaching at a high school or something, and he's in a relationship with another teacher. Brooke Adams plays Sarah. And they're in a relationship, and they're I don't know that they're engaged to be married, but they're dating or whatever, and they really love each other.
They were engaged, and I remember this because in one of the beginning scenes, Brooke Adams invited Walken into her house to stay the night. And then he said, "We're getting married soon. I would rather wait and make it worth it." Okay,
and so he left. So the premise is that they're in this relationship. They love each other. They're engaged to be married. And then he gets in a car accident and is in a coma.
A bad one.
A bad car accident. He's in a coma. Turns out he's in a coma for 5 years. And when he wakes from the coma, he now has psychic powers. And that's the premise of the movie, that he uses psychic powers, that he can see things. In the meantime, when he wakes up after 5 years, she's met somebody else, has gotten married, and has kids,
and has a baby.
Has a baby. So he's having
And
to deal
his
with
baby.
he's having to deal with that. He's having to deal with learning how to walk again and this new power. And he learns this new power. He learned that he had this power pretty soon after he woke up. Pretty soon after he woke up, and the nurse grabbed his hand or something like that, or touched him, and he grabbed her hand, and then he immediately had a vision of her little girl screaming in their house, and their house was on fire. And he yelled at her, says, the house is on fire. She's still safe, but get her out of the house. Your house is on fire. And turns
There's still
out,
time.
And turns out it was true. And so he could see things if he would grab people's hands. And so the movie is about that. Then there's a serial killer, right? Somebody's killing women, and he helps track that. And you know,
pretty gruesome once they actually find the guy, you know?
Yeah, so...
Oh my gosh. Like, just full on.
Okay. So, you know, one of the things that I read about this movie, that some people have said that this is probably the best adaptation, one of the best adaptations of a Stephen King book into a movie, because his stuff is usually so out there that it's hard to convey it in a movie from his words.
I do agree with that.
And it may be that this one was a better adaptation because it didn't seem really weird, fantastical, and it was kind of more of a subtly done. It was kind of more of a subtly done movie, like they did it in the early '80s and '70s. It was more, it almost felt like a long made-for-TV movie to me. You know, it seems small. The screen seemed small to me. Acting was good, but it's Christopher Walken being Christopher Walken. It's just I don't know that Christopher Walken knows how to be anything other than just Christopher Walken, with a different name in the movies.
He did know how to be a giant orangutan, though.
That's true, but he wasn't really on the screen. It's kind of like Keanu Reeves. I mean, I love Keanu Reeves.
His presence was on the screen.
But Keanu Reeves is basically Keanu Reeves in just about every movie he does, except for the Bill and Ted movies. That's the only movies that he's done that I really see him as playing something super different. Everything else is pretty much the same. He just has long hair or short hair, a beard or no beard.
Real quick, what was the name of that movie? That was basically just him and another actress. We watched it for the podcast. Remember?
Destination Wedding or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was by far one of the more unique films of his career, I believe.
But he was still just playing himself.
Exactly. It was just him being him.
But he's such a sweet, nice guy. He was playing a miserable version of himself, but it was still just kind of, you know.
Or wait. There is another movie he was in that I don't think he basically played himself in. It was some kind of movie about him being kind of trapped by these crazy hitchhiking girls that kind of tie him up and make his life hell as they basically kidnap him.
Right. Yeah, I haven't. I've
know
seen.
The one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen of that one, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know anything about it. But yeah,
yeah.
So
it's got some messed up scenes.
So anyway, so the movie goes on and I mean, I don't like giving plots.
Misery.
And stuff. You know, yeah, no, it wasn't Misery. It was God, what was the name of that movie? Because it's a fairly new movie. I mean, it's been in the last few years. I think
Home
it made
Invader?
I don't know, something like that. But I think it was basically a Netflix original or something like that. I don't remember.
I don't think it was a Netflix original. It's I
look it up.
I think it came out before Netflix actually started putting out Netflix original movies.
Well, I'm gonna look him
Netflix
up
original
on
content.
Well, let's look him up on IMDb and see. Let's check out his filmography.
It's basically a movie about two crazy girls lying their way into his house and then making his life hell, and basically blackmailing him and doing all kinds of stuff. Dang it! What is it? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm scrolling down through and I'm not seeing it. So.
Oh, come on.
So anyway.
I think it was made in the early teens or possibly right after 2010.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, so so in this movie, Walken doesn't like what he's doing, but really it's just it's a series of him just helping different people in different ways with his power and trying to keep people from dying, and it's just kind of disjointed because one, he helps the nurse and her kid, then he helps
Dad found it. It's called Knock Knock.
Okay. All right.
From 2015.
Okay. So and then Christopher helps a kid that he was tutoring, tries to save him from not dying and drowning in a hockey drowning accident on a frozen pond. He helps solve the murder mystery. I'm not going to tell you who it is because there's kind of a twist, although it was like, I don't know, it was kind of underwhelming. And then there's a whole political thing. The last half of it is a political thing where there's a politician that's in it, and that's Martin Sheen's character, and he touches him and realizes this guy's going to be a bad dude if he gets elected into office, and tries to take matters into his own hands and stop it. And so while acting was good, I just don't know that I felt like anything really significant happened. It just felt like a series of small scenes strung together into like a TV movie kind of thing. And that just may have been the style of it style of the movies they did of that kind in '83. But it was okay. I've seen it wasn't a bad movie at all. It just, I kept expecting more to happen, more lively stuff, more lively acting, more dramatic scenes. And it just seemed to be a string of scenes that just kind of strung together. Like all of a sudden she comes over and says, "Hey, we waited long enough," and they sleep together while her kid is asleep taking a nap in the next room. And then she fixes dinner for him and his dad and the whole family, like they're like a little family. And then she says, "Okay, this is the last time this is ever going to happen again," and that's it. And I'm like,
yeah, that is kind of weird.
What was the point of that? So
closure. It was meant to be closure. Her last act is being part of his life to finally say, I was able to experience it. I was able to be with him, and now I can move on and with my married life and my son.
So tell me how that's closure for him. Okay, so
she didn't care about him.
So
let's
check.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest here.
Let me check it.
Okay.
Okay. So he's in a coma for 5 years. During those 5 years, she meets somebody, gets married, has a kid. 5 years of things happen. When he wakes up, it's 10 minutes later. So for him, 10 minutes have passed or something like that. For her, 5 years have passed. So his feelings for her are still just as strong as they were when he had his car accident. Her, she's had 5 years of grieving to get over it, meet somebody else, fall in love, the whole thing.
And they talk about that in the movie.
So she's already had some semblance of closure by moving on. His wounds are wide slap open. And what does she do? Hey, let's sleep together, but just let's hook up once, and then that's it, because I'm done. I just need to test you out and see how you were. But I'm good. I got one already. I'm gonna be going now. I got stuff to do. So peace out. See ya. And so how is that closure?
Honest.
How is that closure for him? Come on now.
It's not closure for him. Let's be honest. Brooke's character is a bitch.
No, she is not, Connor. That she is. Well, she's no. Now that was wrong what she did, but that was not her character. But no, that was not her character. You can't say that. You can say what she did was wrong and shouldn't have done it because it was just more hurtful for him. But you can't say that she's that kind of a person because that was not her character. No, you can't say that. So it was. So that's why it seemed so out of place because.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't what the relationship was like. That wasn't what she was like beforehand. So they throw that in there and then move on. I'd be interested to see if that was in the book. And if that was in the book, if there was more of a draw between the two of them where things were more wide open or more questionable, because in the TV show
and having a full on legitimate affair, you know,
in the
just
TV
like a one night stand.
in the TV show there was much more of that emotional drama going back and forth about that.
Yep.
You know, it was so it wasn't just a one time thing and then hey, we're done, we're out of here.
But then again, the Dead Zone TV show was basically just a supernatural procedural cop show, wasn't it?
Kind of, yeah. You know, and that's kind of what this seemed like, except it was just a series of scenes. You know, a series of. It was almost like there was little short vignettes, little short stories strung together. You know,
little vignettes,
just with the same characters, as opposed to something like those movies that are like series of different stories. Like Creep Show or something like that. It was something like that, except it was just the same characters. So it was kind of weird. And that may have been the way the book was written, but it just, or maybe there may have been so much in the book they couldn't figure out a way to fit it all in there well. So I wasn't too happy with the movie. It was okay. I didn't mind watching it a second time, but I wouldn't have watched it a second time if it hadn't been for the podcast. I like Christopher Walken just because I think he's kind of a weird, cool dude. So I don't mind watching him in movies. And, of course, I love Tom Skerritt, love Martin Sheen. Their parts were... Oh, Tom Skerritt's part was fairly small. Martin Sheen's was longer because he was the main politician guy at the end of the movie. But I don't know. I mean, his portrayal was okay. So... And, you know, it was shot in, like, New England, because all of Stephen King's books and movies are set in New England, because that's where he's from, and so everything is there. So there was snow and all that kind of stuff. So, is there anything that you want to say about this movie? I didn't really have a lot to say about this movie, because it was one of those kind of movies where it's just kind of like, it's there. You know?
It had a bittersweet ending.
Well, how so? Because I found it sad. Because I didn't. Okay, spoiler alert.
It
okay,
was.
Hold on.
Spoiler. Major spoiler
alert. Spoiler alert. But it's what, 39 years old. It's a 39-year-old movie. So, sorry, but you've been warned.
I mean, Christopher Walken has not a single gray hair in his head. That's how young this movie is.
Well,
I mean, old this movie is.
So anyway, so why was it bittersweet?
Let's see. It was sweet because Johnny was able to stop this horrible thing from happening without killing anyone, but bitter because he had to die to do it. You know.
Okay, right. And that's so to me that was yes. I mean, it's like okay, that had to happen, and that may have had the book ended.
It does beg a very philosophical question.
What's that?
If you had the ability to prevent a future tragedy by taking a life in the present, would you do it? I mean, think about it. I mean, if you had an opportunity to kill Hitler or Stalin or Mussolini or any of those people before they got into power and prevent a greater tragedy, you yourself would become a sort of monster in some way for killing a young child, but at the same time, and then in a way, no one would know what you did, but at the same time, you would know nothing like the Holocaust or the train massacres or all that stuff would happen in the future.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting question to pose, and I don't know that I would want the responsibility of having to answer that question because, you end up trying to dictate history just like they're trying to dictate history, and is that the right thing to do?
Nope.
Through murder. However, on the other hand, we can't know what the future holds because of what certain people do. Okay? So, for example, and I would never ever say that there was a good reason why Hitler did what he did. No. But
Yet.
But because of the Holocaust, the nation of Israel was created so that Israel had a homeland again.
Wait, really? That's why?
Yeah, that because of the Holocaust, the UN they created the nation of Israel. That's why there's been a battle, because they took land. They took land to create the nation of Israel down there from like the Palestinians and Gaza Strip and all that stuff. So that's why there's been constant battles down there, because of that, people fighting over that territory. So that's how that came to be. So I mean, so yeah, it's hard to say. Do I have the right to single-handedly try to change the course of history? I don't know, man. That's a heavy question that I don't even want to try to answer.
Yeah.
So, and our sound's jacked up. So.
Yep. I hear it.
Hold on. Yeah. So stop talking so I can fix it. Trying to fix it. No?
What?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. I muted myself to help with you fixing it.
So anyway, yeah, man, I got to get a new computer. So that's something else.
We both need upgrades, Dad.
It's something I've been thinking about is starting a Patreon and seeing if we can start getting some nice people to join a Patreon and help us get new equipment. So that'd be cool. It's not to party, it's to get stuff that works. So anyway.
Yep.
So yeah, man, dude, I don't know that.
Maybe a little bit party.
No. I don't know that I don't know that I could. I don't know that I have the right or would even want the weight and the burden of answering that kind of question, man. That's tough. But anyway, okay. So look, if you like Stephen King, you've probably seen this already. If you like Stephen King, because like I said, it's a 39-year-old movie. It's okay,
Old.
but it's not riveting. And maybe it's because the content is more subtle type of story, storyline, as opposed to some of his other wild stuff that's out there about cats and kids coming back from the dead in Pet Sematary and The Shining and It and all that kind of stuff. So anyway,
wait. The Shining was Stephen King?
Yes, the book, and the movie was nothing like the book, and he hated the movie. Famously hated the movie. Loudly and vociferously hated the movie.
Okay, then.
Yeah. So anyway, okay. I don't have anything else to say about this movie. Do you?
I don't either. I would give it a solid 6.52 out of 10.
Yeah, 6 maybe. Yeah. So it's like I said, it's one of those movies where if it's it's
good to watch, but not the kind of movie you'll go back and be like, oh, I should rewatch this. If it's a really bad movie, we usually have a lot to say. If it's a really good movie, we have a lot to say. If it's a mid movie,
it's like the Paper Tigers movie. It's okay. Yeah. It's a movie. I spent 2 hours and I went, okay, that's over. I'm done now. So, but whenever we do time, we've been talking about time bandits, and we roll randomly for a movie, but we decided we were going to pick one of the nerd movies that plays at DragonCon. At DragonCon. And so, based on our schedules, Time Bandits was the one that worked out for us. So, we're going to talk about Time Bandits at some point, either next week or the week after. We're going to try to do it when we can
get Dennis on.
We'll try to do it when we get Dennis on. So, that may be the movie next week. We're going to go ahead and roll for another movie just in case, and we'll go from there. So, the way we pick our movies is we literally roll Dragon Dice and pick movies at random. We pick from different services, different genres, and then we roll a 100-sided die to pick the movie in that list. So I'm going to roll.
According to Phil, we're insane.
Yes, according to Phil, we're insane, but that's nothing new. So, all right. So,
according to Phil, everyone is insane.
Okay, so I rolled a 13, and if we look at our little list, 13 would be Netflix. Okay, so we're going to pick up another movie off Netflix. All right, and then I rolled a 10, which would be a thriller. So we'll watch a thriller from Netflix. And so now I'm gonna roll. Now I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll percentage dice and figure out which movie on that list we're going to watch. All right, 76. So we're going for a deep cut, way down the line. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look up the. I'm gonna go look up the 76th movie in the thriller category on Netflix, and that's what we're gonna watch. So y'all hang tight. Let me go find it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to watch a movie from 2014 called Who Am I? And here's the little tagline. Benjamin, a young German computer whiz, is invited to join a subversive hacker group that wants to be noticed on the world's stage. From the looks of it, it is a German language hacker thriller movie. I would love it if they had English subtitles. I mean, English dub, because I have a hard time reading subtitles and watching the movie. But I don't think it will. I think we'll be listening.
I'm a master at that.
We'll be listening to. Yeah, you are, because you've done anime for so long. So, so next week will either be Time Bandits if we can get Dennis on by next week, and if we can't, then we're going to do Who Am I, which is a German computer hacker thriller.
Yep.
There you go. So go watch the trailer. Go watch the trailer for Who Am I. Hey, go watch the movie this week. It's on Netflix. Easy to find. And come join us and talk to us about it. So here's the deal. We do this every Monday night. Monday night at 7 o'clock.
And we try to do Saturday morning gaming.
And if we do Saturday morning game streams, we do it at 8:30 in the morning on Saturday over a cup of coffee and just kind of hang out and play some kind of co-op game together. And so that's kind of what we do.
That time it is coffee talk.
Yeah, that's right. It is coffee talk because I drink lots of coffee.
No. Gotta say with the accent, Dad. Coffee talk.
Okay, fine. It's coffee talk.
Or else the coffee talk.
So.
Or else the bit doesn't land.
Oh my goodness gracious, man! Chickens drinking coffee. So, look,
caffeinated chickens.
If you came in and popped in and talked to us on the Twitch stream, that's awesome. We appreciate it. You can always find us at twitch.tv/Gene Pool Variety Hour. If you want to find us on the devices out there, on the social medias out there, Gene Pool Variety Hour on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter at HeadGamer, and also TikTok at HeadGamer. So even though apparently I don't know how to use it, so I need somebody to teach me how to use TikTok so I can actually be hip with the young kids. And so that's what we do. So if you want to be nice to us, go give us a 5-star review anywhere you can listen to us and actually give a review. That would be awesome. Stay
Please,
tuned. We're
desperate. I'll do anything to get a review.
Oh, don't say that. Now it's on the internet that you'll do anything for a good review. That's how all bad porn, how bad adult movies start. No, you're not going to do anything for a good review. No.
That's why the joke works, Dad.
Okay. Anyway, so stay tuned. We are looking at ways that you guys can join us through Patreon and on Discord. So we're trying to find new ways to connect and build our community. Because I agree with what we talk about at DragonCon. It's more about your community that you build than it is the numbers that you have. Because we're not here to make money. We're just here to kind of keep going and having a good time. This is our ways for a dad and son to nerd out and hopefully have some friends come along with us. So hang out with us next week. We'll be back.
Some come in. We had some.
Well, so come back with us next Monday night at 1 o'clock. At Monday night at 7 o'clock, and we'll do this again, and we'll talk about some kind of random movie. Connor will come up with some kind of weird geek question, and we will definitely chase a lot of chickens. Probably as many, if not more, than we did tonight. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys next time. And always remember,
stay nerdy, my friends.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.